that is 26% that could be in your pocket. I believe in living debt-free. Follow me on this journey. I mean, at one point we had $10,000 on one credit card. We didn't have anything fancy. We didn't go on any vacation. We just used it for everyday things, trips to Walmart, trips to the grocery store. But by paying your bills for the year, you now don't have to pay for it monthly. The next thing I highly recommend doing is investing in the stock market. Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantel Greig. If you are watching this channel, you probably want to know what I do with my tax return and how I save money by doing it. I'm going to give you my 5 tips on what I do with my tax return and how I save money for the entire year by doing this. My name is Chantel Greig. I am a wife and stay-at-home mom to 3 girls, and I'm really passionate about saving money, budgeting, saving money for our family, and why I do this is so I can have more money to do things that I want to do instead of worrying about paying for food and our bills and just being able to live the life that I want to live. So this is a video I am super passionate about, as you can tell. This video is in collaboration with my friend Abigail, and I'm so excited to do this video with her. So when you are done watching my tax return tips, go check her out. She is going to be sharing with you how to do your nails on a budget. It's great to learn from other people. She is so sweet, so kind. I highly recommend you going to check her out, watch her video, like, and subscribe. She would love to have you here and would welcome you with open arms. I'm so excited to watch her video after. What I do with my tax return is unconventional compared to probably what most people do. What most people do is use it to pay off their credit card or go on vacation, or I don't know, there's so many things that you guys do with your tax return. Let me know down below. But what I do is probably a little bit different. First, I want to start this video by saying me and my husband live a debt-free, credit card-free, yes, really credit card-free, we don't use credit cards, and financially free lifestyle. What I mean by this is everything we buy is in cash. The only debt we have is our mortgage, which is an appropriate debt. We have no credit card debt. We got out of over $10,000 worth of credit card debt alone last year. All of our vehicles are paid off. We built an emergency fund. And if you are a fan of Dave Ramsey, let me know down below. I'm a huge fan of his. And we took his steps, and it took a couple years to get there, and we're finally here. And I am so proud of ourselves and where we are. We have 3 young children. We do so much to make sure we were ahead on our bills and be able to save so much money. I recommend, if you only take one thing away from my video, is this. Have $1,000 in your bank account at all times. If you think that is really hard to obtain, it's not. If you get Dunkin' Donuts or takeout or coffee or anything once a week, and instead of doing that, save that money until you have $1,000 into your savings. You should have $1,000 at all times, because any type of emergency, I feel like $1,000 would cover. I learned this from Dave Ramsey. It's also something I've done for a long time now. It will help anything for your house. If you have an emergency medical bill, I feel like $1,000 is truly enough to cover that. Now, after that, we saved a 6-month, yes, 6-month emergency fund. God has blessed us greatly. My husband is a very intelligent man. If anything were to happen, we have 6 months of money saved up to be able to pay our bills, living the exact same lifestyle as we are right now. I recommend doing that because once you live a financially free life, you have so much less stress on your shoulders. We have no debt, no college loans, no student loans, no vehicle payments, no debt at all. I'm very, very proud to be saying that. What I do with our tax return is we sit down and we pay all of the bills that we can for the year. Now, those bills include our heating bill. Our oil is over $3,000 a year. By paying it in a one-time payment with our tax return, saves us about a little over $200 a year. And if you broke that down, that would save us at least $20 a month. So it's $20 a month more in our pocket. It's paid for. I don't have to worry about paying our bill. It's one less stress off my shoulders, helps with my anxiety, and it's already taken care of. We take money from our tax return and we pay for all of their college accounts for the year with this. We invest it in a 529 plan, and it basically invests the money at an aggressive rate until it will go into a more reserved rate, and it will grow a lot slower. But by the time each of them are 18 or entering college, they will have enough money to help them. Probably not enough to pay for all of it, but enough to help them get a good start, at least covering half of their college bill. I believe as a parent, it is your job to help your child with every step in life. And I'm at an advantage where my kids are very young. They are 6 and under. So I have a long time to be saving for this. And I started with each of them very, very young. That way it would have enough time to grow when they were 18 going to college. And if they don't go to college, yes, we can still use that money. We can actually switch it over to another child who's going to college, or you can take it out and use the money for whatever it is that you want to do so you don't lose your investment. However, you will get taxed on it pretty heavy if you do take it out for a non-college purpose. I recommend, if you have credit cards, pay it off with your tax return and freeze your credit card, get rid of your credit card. Don't use it anymore, because just having it, I feel like, enables you to think, oh, I'll just use it this one time. Well, that one time can turn into a couple of times, and before you know it, you have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I mean, at one point we had $10,000 on one credit card. We didn't have anything fancy. We didn't go on any vacation. We just used it for everyday things, trips to Walmart, trips to the grocery store. Get your credit card debt under control. Use the snowball method. Dave Ramsey explains it way better than I ever will, but basically pay off your smallest debt and use that money to pay off your next debt and your next debt, and it basically snowballs until you can pay off your car. I was able to pay off my Camry in 1 year. You can do it. You can work hard. God put us on this earth to work hard, to do good, and to do good things by Him. You can do it. I have faith in you. After I pay our girls' college accounts for the year, I will not disclose the exact number, but you don't need that much. You can even do $20 a month, or $220 a year, and it's better than nothing. And even if your children are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, you still have time to set some money aside and save for them. As a mom, that's what I want to do for my kids. I want to help them with every milestone and every step in their life, not give them everything. I teach them lessons. They get money every week and they are allowed to spend it and save it. And I believe teaching your children about money is a financially responsible thing to do, and is probably one of the most, I would say, the second most important thing to teach your children. The first is independence. The second is to teach them about money. I feel like money is something that no one talks about. People are scared to talk about it. They're uncomfortable talking about it. I do believe it has to do with the society that we are living in. We are living a here and now, instant gratification society, and realistically, that's not how we have to live our life. You don't need credit cards to be an average American. You can be out of debt, live debt-free, and be a lot happier being debt-free than having debt and having all these things that come with debt. If you think about it, this is something I love to talk about. If you think about your grandparents, depending on your age, or your great-grandparents, think of how they lived. They lived probably very frugally. I know my grandparents grew up in the Great Depression. They cooked all their food from home. They knew how to stretch a pound of hamburger until it could feed, 4 or 5 kids. I do cook our food at home. I have a whole other videos on how to save money for your family. Go check them out. But they lived debt-free. They bought things with cash, and if they couldn't afford it now, they wouldn't buy it now or put it on layaway or pay for it later. They would wait and save their money to buy it. And those are the philosophies and ideologies that I use and how I live. And it has made me become financially free. I recommend doing it if you can. The next thing I pay for the year is my car insurance. I save about $300 a year by doing this, and you can see the savings right up front. When you pay for the year versus paying for it monthly, you are saving a significant amount of money, and all of this money from all the things you do add up. So I know for full coverage for my car is about $1,000 for the year. I know it varies state by state and what you have going on. I don't have any accidents, tickets, none of that, knock on wood. So that is one thing that I do pay for the year. And know that I understand everyone's tax return is different. Some people end up having to pay taxes. Some people set it up so they don't get a big return. The way ours works is we get enough to cover bills for the year. And if I don't, then I would just add it into our monthly bills. But by paying your bills for the year, you now don't have to pay for it monthly. So let me just reiterate what I said. By paying for my oil for the year, that's almost $300 a month that I now don't have to pay for. By paying my kids' college accounts for the year, that's a number that now I don't have to pay for every month. By paying my car insurance for the year, that is about $100, almost give or take $100 a month. I would have to budget every month that I now don't have to pay for the year. And just by paying my oil for the year and my car insurance for the year, I am saving $400 a month. That's the money does start to add up. The next thing I recommend doing with your tax return, this is something I don't have to do. I don't have any debt. But if you have any debt, I recommend paying that debt off. Pay off your credit cards, pay off your car. Any debt, whether it's a school loan, anything you have, pay it off. get rid of your debt. On credit cards alone, they're about 20 to 30% interest rate. I think the average right now is 26%. For every month you are paying that is 26% that could be in your pocket. I believe in living debt free. Follow me on this journey. Anything that you can pay for the year, pay in full. Now, after all that said and done, everything's in order. I have no debt. I'm caught up on everything. My bills for the year are paid. The next thing I highly recommend doing is investing in the stock market. All I can say is invest a percentage of what you get into the stock market. Every year it will grow as long as you make the right choices, do your research before you buy, and I can tell you it is a great stream of income. You do not need a ton of money to invest. I promise you that. I started investing in the stock market when I was 18 years old. I sometimes could only do $20 a month or $50 a month tops. You don't need a lot of money, but I definitely would recommend starting now, doing your research and letting your money grow, and soon enough you can be making enough money on dividends to then reinvest and just make more money. I can make another video on stocks if you would like, let me know down below. But I do recommend stocks. It's a great stream of income if you play your cards right. All right, and now that all of that is said and done, comes the fun part. If you have money left over, which sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, if you do, you can use that money and use it to save for something you want. You can use it to start your emergency fund. I personally, if I have money left over, use my taxes to go on a vacation with my family. Every year we go up to the White Mountains. We are from New England, and that is our big family vacation and our trip, and I would recommend paying for your vacation ahead of time if you can. That way it's already done, paid for. It's all set in stone. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to save for it. Thank you so much for watching my video on what I do with my tax return and how to save you money with it. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know for next week's video. What do you do with your tax return? Do you have any budgeting tips? And don't forget to check out Abigail's channel. I have her video and her channel linked in my description box. She would love to have you over. Go check her out, make some new connections, and have a blessed week, everyone. Bye.